Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John and this is
John.
Exactly. So my good friend John Hall has come over with a bag full of goodies. And what he does is he gets some stuff from the States and sometimes he gets duplicates. He'll explain about all these down the line. And what he does is he gives me first refusal on these titles. And to be honest, some of these titles are absolutely spectacular. And there was just no way I was going to even... There's no refusal about it. It's kind of like, yes please. So John will give them over to us and for a great price. So I'm very appreciative of John to do that. So so John's going to take you through these movies now. And like I say, thanks once again for giving me the chance to own these movies. These are movies that I was like instantly wanted. And John will explain more to you why he's picked them up and why he's got doubles maybe. And speaking of doubles, we've got something to talk about in doubles here. But I'll pass you over to John now.
That's fine. Okay, thanks John. Well, first off, it's a bit of a freebie. And it's the Sidney Poitier comedy classic Stir Crazy. I recently brought the Umbrella Entertainment, the Australian double bill Blu Ray with Stir Crazy and Hanky Panky.
Right.
Both films on the same disc with trailers as extras. This release is the US release, just has the film and nothing else. This for me is the best Wilder Pryor film of them all. I believe they were done Silver Streak in 1976. I think I've seen bits of it, but not all of it. So I can't really comment on that.
It's not as funny. It's all right, but it's not half the movie that is.
Yeah. Of course, and then in the early 90s, they made a bit of a comeback with See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
Yeah, that's great.
Not too bad, but then Another You, which was the film after that, was horrendous.
It was terrible.
Awful.
Richard Pryor was in really bad health for that one.
Yeah, but this, for me, they've never been better, Pryor and Wilder.
Right.
You know, they work so well together, and the first half of the film is just laugh out loud. The second half, I think, becomes a bit more serious.
It does, yeah.
You know, but if you haven't seen it already, it's a comedy classic. You know, there's so many great moments, more so in the first half, but well worth a watch.
Thanks, John. I'll tell you what though, this one for me, it's always been a tricky one to get in the UK. I always think that it's not one that's widely available, or as widely as it should be.
Well, not yet, yeah. I would like to think it'll show up on Blu Ray sooner or later over here, I would like to think.
Mind you, even See No Evil, Hear No Evil, and Moving as well, which is a Richard Pryor movie,
that's right.
In a double bill in the States, that's still going for stupid money. So those are movies that should be coming out as a really, £10.
Well, yeah, it's not also, you mentioning Moving, what about Critical Condition? When he plays the doctor.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen that once, and that was way back when, back in the VHS days. But
it seemed to have sort of fell off the radar, which is strange because these two were massive back in the day, weren't they?
Well, they were. It's really, when you watch this film, it's hard to sort of decide who's funnier.
Oh, no.
Like I say, more so in the first half, because they're so funny between the two of them. If I had to hedge my bets, I would say possibly Pryor's got the edge. I could be wrong, mind you, because I think most of the funniest moments in this particular film, that's right, we're bad. I think most of the funniest moments in that film, to my mind, tend to spring from Pryor. Yeah. But Wilder's got some classic scenes to himself as well. So if you like a bit of classic vintage comedy, you can't go wrong with this one.
I know. Yeah, it's absolutely. It's a gem, isn't it?
Well, it's just a shame that both the director, in this case Sidney Poitier, not long left us, and sadly Pryor and Wilder, again have similarly passed on, unfortunately.
But they've left something spectacular here, mate.
Oh, they have. Yeah, just to be aware, this will be the theatrical version as opposed to the TV version, which I believe was watered down. Was she was exactly. Yeah.
Region 8 says on the box here. But it might be one of those ones that's not Region 8.
No, it could be, yeah.
I'll check it out actually, because what we're going to do is we're going to look at these. I'll come back on with the thoughts about this. So I'll try this on the 4K player, and this, if it plays on there, then it'll be region 3.
Okay, right, that's fine.
So excellent, classic that, mate.
And the next one up is, I believe this is out of print now. I did have a spare copy. Is the Eureka Richard slipcase version of, Richard slipcase release of Sergio Leone's The Fistful of Dynamite. This version, it is slightly cut, I think for Horse Falls or something like that. I'm not exactly too certain. But it's a 2-disc Blu-ray edition. It's got 2 restorations of the film, unlike the US release, which only has the one. Of course, the US release is uncut. I believe there's also a couple more extras on this version which don't appear on the US release. I'll be honest with you, I've never seen this one. So I can't really comment on that. I mean, it's got two fantastic actors.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen the the Dollars movies and Once Upon a Time in the West, but I've never had a chance to see this one yet. But I mean, you've got James Coburn, you've got Rod Steiger, two great old school actors. Again, sadly no longer with us. Yeah. So it's Leone, so it's got to be worth a watch. And I believe also the Italian cinema veteran David Warbeck's, I believe, in this as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think he appears in a flashback scene. I could be wrong. But again, 2 discs. You've got the lovely rigid slipcase. You've got the booklet in there. Like I say, this was a limited edition, Sam. I believe it's out of print now.
I don't think I knew it was a thing, but I never even. It's one of the ones where it came and went that quick.
Yeah.
You don't even remember it.
Blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah.
Blink and you'll miss it. Yeah. So again, it's going to a good home.
Well, thanks, John. And I do. Wow, that's heavy.
It is.
I do think I have seen this movie, and I do think it's a great movie. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a bit more comedic in its tone than the other ones. It doesn't seem to be that. It's not like it's sort of sometimes Fistful of Dollars is that it's like serious.
Yeah,
kind of serious.
It's a bit more lighthearted. This one.
This has got lighthearted moments in it. Of course, is this. Duck You Sucker. That
was your American title, I believe.
Yeah. And I think when you put that on there, Duck You Sucker is one of your alternative titles. Then it's not exactly.
Yeah, it's a bit more. Yeah.
But this is amazing. This and it just shows you. I tell you what, sometimes we'll go on about how good some of these boutique labels are for like Second Sights and 88 and that and Arrow. But I tell you what. Eureka, when they put them into it, they can release something pretty decently.
Well, they can. I mean, just going back to the Hong Kong stuff, you've only got to look at the Hong Kong Blu Rays they've been doing the slipcases, and they're also releasing the Italian crime thriller Revolver with Oliver Reed and Fabio Testi. That's coming out shortly.
Really?
So it looks like there could be maybe delving into Italian crime.
Which is not a bad thing.
Which is no, the more the merrier as far as I'm concerned.
Excellent, that got really good art in it.
The next one is the UHD Blu Ray combo of the original Toolbox Murders. Now again, I believe this was 1978. I've never seen this one again, so I can't comment yet. To be honest with you, the only reason I'm passing this on is when the slipcase arrived, had a little crease down the side there. I know it's anal. I know it's stop sniggering at the back. It's not funny, but but it's a bit of a crease down the side there. That was where it was received. I wasn't happy about it, sort of. I've got another one.
Did that come in that sticky sort of, the cardboard sticky one?
The Wow UHD, yeah, it does, yeah.
And I do think you get a bit of a crush on. I've had it on.
I know, yeah.
Maniac Cop, I think, was a bit like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, everything's fine. I mean, there's no rattlers, everything's as it is, so there's no reason why I shouldn't work correctly. But I thought, no, I know it's a bit OTT, but that's where I am. I know I'm not the only one like that. So I had to go. So it's going to a good owner.
Well, as you know, John, this was on my list to pick up, and literally there's a few things I was going to pick up from WowHD pretty soon, actually, and this is one of them. And you've saved myself a journey on that, so it's absolutely brilliant. And as you know, that's how I feel about Blue Underground's 4Ks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You kind of touched them at all.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly enough, I just brought these things out here to show you that I'm going to triple dip on this one at this moment. There's the original Blu Ray for Blue Underground,
which was no slouch at the time.
To tell you what's pretty good. I haven't got no bad things to say about it. I'd be interested to see if it's got any new extras on here or not.
I believe it does. Yeah, it's got the same, but more on top. Yeah.
Excellent. So this one here, which is, I have to get it because it's in the Slasher collection, Slasher Classics collection, with a lovely slip on there. So I've got to keep it, but I've got to say these two before I see the 4K. No doubt the 4K will look really nice. This one was miles ahead of this one. I don't know what it was, but this one says from a 2017 4K transfer from Positive Elements. Well, this one had, and so I'll show you actually when we'll break off to sort of check these ones out. So I don't know what the remaster on this one is. It doesn't actually say on the box. But I'll tell you what. Well, I'll show you on this one. You can see the differences between them. But so yes, so it's a triple dip at the minute. But I can't imagine that this one will stay.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But as you know, I collect all of these. And I do say to anybody, it's got some great embossing in there as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Great for that. I know, like bits that you wouldn't even think needed it.
I know.
Up there and stuff like that. Wow. So very interested in checking this one out.
It's little things like that which make all the difference as well. When you put the effort to do little things like that, you know.
Because they don't have to, do they?
No.
But they're doing on all of the ones. I would like them to keep on doing that as well.
Okay. And the next up is the 3-disc UHD Blu Ray combo of Alligator. Now, I've loved this film, you know, ever since I was a kid. I've still got a copy of the original UK quad poster, you know. Well, no, try and get it framed on the wall someday. But 3 discs, 2 Blu-rays, 1 UHD, and 1 disc 3, the Blu-ray has the television version. I believe it's extended. Has some extra footage in it. Again, this is a great 1980, 81 B movie. You know, some of the effects are still great. I mean, you can tell when there's a bit of miniature work and that sort of thing, but it still looks great. You know, and you've got a great lead, a likeable lead in Robert Forster. You know,
that is great.
Actually, I always liked him in this film, along with like Vigilante and you know that sort of thing. This release unfortunately came as a rattler. You know, unfortunately, which makes my blood boil right off the bat, as I've mentioned before. So I ordered another one, which came through fine. So again, this one's going to my friend John at a reduced price. You know, I did notify John this was a rattler release, so he knew exactly what he was getting himself into. And you've got loads on here. You know, again, it's jam packed as you would expect from Scream Factory. And from what I've read online, that the transfer is amazing, flawless.
I've heard good things about that transfer myself, yeah.
You know, and as you can see, it's a great little cover as well.
So who's released this one then, John?
Scream Factory.
Really, Scream Factory. So yes, I'm thinking they're into getting the 4K poster art other than the Halloween one. I mean,
well, that's right. Yeah.
But new 4K scan from the original negative.
And the slip as well.
Yeah,
slip case.
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, but I've heard a lot of people have said good things about this. It's not as if you know it's a bit of a risk taking it.
No,
I think Scream Factory, you know it's going to be good. But when you hear so many people talking good about it, you know you're into something special.
Well, I had the Anchor Bay UK double disc DVD set with Alligator 2, the mutation, which I've seen bits of, and I couldn't really get away with what I saw. And I watched the DVD again recently, and the DVD still looked great, mind you. You know, it looked you know solid, but you know I would imagine it would pale in comparison to the UHD that it has to, you know. And next up is the Vinegar Syndrome double disc set of 2 80s gialli. You've got the first one, Carlo, I think it's a Carlo Vanzina's Nothing Underneath, and the sequel, well, I shouldn't say the sequel, but the second film, Too Beautiful to Die. Excuse me. So it's basically 2 disc set, double slipcase, which has got a lovely sort of, that lovely smooth feel of it.
Do you think that them ones, is this we're talking about this in the car, this VSA range, is this a title from the VSA range? I do not know.
I don't actually quite know, because to be honest, I get confused with all
I'm stuck to see what they are, because they seem to have that little bit extra about them, which that one looks like it has.
Well, it's a limited edition slipcase. I ordered this a while back direct from the Vinegar Syndrome website. However, at the time, I didn't know that these 2 films are coming out separately from over here, from Nucleus Films, and they're going to have the same extras plus a few bits and bobs on top. So to me, that makes it a better release. So I'm getting rid of this one. Nothing wrong with it. Sealed, no rattlers, absolutely fine, pristine condition. But again, our UK release will have a little bit more. Doesn't have a slipcase, but I can live with that. So once again, a couple of gialli for you to enjoy.
Well, most definitely. Oh, hey,
I know the scissors on the cover. Yeah,
that is a nice cover, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Wow.
Shop, you could cut yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to see, because because a lot of people talk about these ones being, it's a slipcase, but it's got that whole rigidness
it
that
is,
you would find from the slip boxes that you get on other ones, a bit like that, Fistful of Dynamite.
Yeah, it's not flimsy. You can tell it's quite tough. You know, there's a toughness to it. I think they're both 4K master as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, to be honest, when you get a vinegar syndrome release, you know you're in for a good picture. They do something.
Well,
Really
yeah. Again, I mean, the one of those labels where you know you're going to get value for money. They don't, they're not going to skimp on picture quality, on extras, that sort of thing. You're going to get your money's worth.
Well, nice bit in Boston there as well. Excellent covers. I mean, if this is one of these VSA releases, I've been after one of these forever.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is I now own one, because I said this year all I wanted to do, maybe even to get one this year.
Well, you have now.
I have now, yes. And that's amazing. That. Absolutely brilliant. So they're doing a few of these now, aren't they? To put two on this.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I mean, there may be more. I don't exactly know, to be honest with you. But I've saved the best to last, the pièce de résistance, and
you have as well.
This is another Vinegar Syndrome release, and this is the limited edition UHD Blu Ray set. I believe 3 discs of Flesh for Frankenstein. And as you can see, the packaging on this is beautiful. I mean, it's a lovely, tough, rigid slipcase. You've got
made out of real skin.
I hope not. I certainly can't feel the stitches, put it that way. But they again, 2 separate slipcases, as well.
Wow.
You get the 3D version of the film, which personally I couldn't watch because 3D gives me headaches, so I'm giving that one a miss. Again, you've
3D is only in the last 20 minutes or something, isn't it?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't last so long before getting a split migraine, but you've got
that because of the film or the acting?
It's don't tell me for an answer on that one. But you've got the UHD, and you've got 2 Blu-rays. You've got stacked with extras. Now I know there's been some controversy regarding, there was an error with the UHD disc when this was first released. Apparently there was playback issues, and there were replacement discs sent out, which I do have one here.
Oh, wow.
So I've got a copy of the replacement UHD disc, which should play fine. Okay, so that's all been covered.
So do you know if there was a thing with that disc, or was it just people nitpicking?
No, I believe there was. I don't exactly know what the issue was, but there was some kind of playback problems.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what it was. But either way, credit to Vinegar Syndrome, they got straight on the problem, issued replacement copies to all of those who ordered, I think, direct from the site. And at the end of this month, I believe, correct copies, non-slipcase copies, they won't be packaged like this. I believe they're coming out with the corrected disc inside the case, but they won't obviously look as lavishly packaged as this release. But there was no way I was going to offer this to John without making sure I got the corrected disc first.
That's better.
Okay. So what I would advise is, if you do have this particular release, and if your UHD disc does not play it correctly, please get in touch with Vinegar Syndrome and say, look, get a replacement copy issued as soon as you can. Okay.
Tell you what, man, these are really something else.
Oh yeah.
They're not even. They're just. I think they're putting things into it as well that they didn't really have to do it that way.
Yeah.
But they have.
Well, that's what I mean when the extra mile.
Yeah.
Whether you like the film or not, you can't complain. The packaging isn't exemplary. It's really first class. It's
one of the best comedies ever made, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I remember that cover made.
What's it when George Alessandro says to the other guy, I forgot what his name was, don't tell me you're giving up becoming a farmer to become a monk. The conviction and delivery of Alessandro's line in that particular scene.
He just leaves a gap, doesn't he, forever? He walks up with him in the field. This bloke from the Bronx, Joe D'Alessandro, was a good friend of Andy Warhol, wasn't he?
I believe he was. He was from that particular that background, I believe. I mean,
the Lou Reed song, "Walking the Wild Side." Yeah. Little Joe came from whatever.
Right.
That was Joe D'Alessandro.
Right.
So, because he was mates with him, I think he was in that sect, wasn't he? So, so he comes and he talks really like from the Bronx, like New York, doesn't he?
Yeah. New York.
Yeah. And he goes to this bloke who's in the field ploughing the fields. And he can't talk English, can he? I mean, there's loads of people in there who can't talk English. And he's got a really terrible accent. So then he says to him, "Are you still thinking of becoming a monk?"
It's so that there's no
he just leaves it forever, doesn't he?
It's like dryly delivered. There's no there's no sort of you don't want to detect any conviction, you know, in his performance there. But it's just one of the charming things these films have. It's the same with Blood for Dracula, you know, which again the seven releases I think was really the way to go with that one. That's another one well worthy.
Is that coming back out again in a sort of slimmed down version?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, it's the one I've got the one with the Blu Ray, the UHD, and the CD soundtrack. I've got the one
soundtrack.
Yeah, direct from the website.
That's going to be good in the shelves when people will be saying, "What's that movie?"
Yeah,
you know, because
they'll have your stitches, won't it? Yeah, no good. Bad joke a little bit there. I thought I'd slip it in.
If you don't know, you don't know, do you? Yeah. I mean, a collector would know what a movie is, wouldn't you?
Oh,
you
yeah.
Tell it from that.
I would imagine anybody probably watching this video now who subscribed to this channel would have an idea of what, you know, you would look at the spine and you would go, oh yeah, I know that one, this is Special Frankenstein. You know, but somebody from the outside would go, well, you've
got to give it a vinegar syndrome for it's no wonder that people go mad for these versions.
I mean, well, exactly. I mean, fair enough. There was a bit of a problem with the disc, but they got right on it. You know, it didn't take a lot of online complaining to get the ball rolling. When they realised the mistake, they got straight in touch. They put things right, and that's what you want when you spend hard-earned money on such a great release. You know, like I say, at the end of this month, I believe the corrected version is coming out, which will have the correct disc inside. You won't have to apply for one to be sent out, but I don't believe it'll be packaged like this. You know, so if you want this packaging, you need to get it yesterday if you can.
Is it still in print?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. I haven't checked. The website for it. I would like to think it is, but again, you know how quick some of these things can go up, especially when they're packaged like that. You know,
I think the Dracula went out dead quick. Like I say, it's coming out. It seems to be coming out again, but I think it might be coming out in a sort of. You know, and Arrow they'll bring out American Werewolf in not the special edition, but like the standard one, without the slip, for probably a couple of quid cheaper.
Well, that's what because the one which is coming out, I think it does still have 3 discs, but it's just your basic slimline Arrow games, you know.
Right. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to go away and have a look at these, and then we're going to tell you what our thoughts are on these transfers on these movies. So see you soon. First up is A Fistful of Dynamite.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, John?
Okay. No, this look great to me. Yeah. I mean, I'm no technical expert by any means. I mean, I'm sure there's viewers over there who know technically far more than myself, but I like what I saw. It looked great, sharp.
Yeah.
You know, clean. You know, no scratches, speckles, nothing like that. You know, great.
And I think the faces as well look really sharp, didn't it?
Yeah, pin sharp.
A lot of details on the faces.
Yeah, like you know, you can see all of the pores and all, you know, the hair texture and all that sort of thing. You know, the sort of thing we expect from a good Blu Ray, and you get that in here.
Yeah. So this one, I mean, of course, this was filmed in the 60s as well, but I think it's got the look of a spaghetti western, which always looked a little bit, I'm going to say grubby, but I don't mean that in a bad way. It looked as if it was kind of, you do get a feeling of like that whole hot summer and the sun in it, and the fact that the people always look bedraggled.
Very sweaty and sticky and that sort of thing. Yeah.
So you're getting that look, but that's not taking anything away from it, because you always felt that that's how a spaghetti western looked to me.
Well, it's like hot and humid, so you expect to see that reflected in like your sweaty facial complexions, that sort of thing. And
this was full of them, but this was a spectacular set. I mean, actually, saying that, it's got reversible art in it, because we're looking at the booklet in here. Since I've opened it, I'll show you a little bit of a run through of it. The booklet in it is unreal. It's such like heavy card, isn't it?
It is a heavy booklet, yeah, definitely.
It's got any amount of pictures in there. I like the way it's got them old.
It is well illustrated, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you've got all that great booklet, and also what you've got as well is your reversible art. It's nice to have reversible art, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and with this
2 discs in there as well, with the 2 different cuts of the movie in. And a lovely hard box. Sounds a bit wrong.
Like I say, I believe this release is out of print now. I mean, you can buy the standard non-slipcase release. If I'm wrong, I'm quite sure somebody over there will point it out to me, which is, if that's the case, I stand corrected. But as far as I'm aware, it's come and gone.
Yeah, it's just like I say, it's one of them ones where I just never saw it. In fact, I think I heard about it, but I didn't even see a picture of what it looked like. So when you showed us this one, I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
It shows a sort of it's in the photograph, and I thought, oh, what's that? And I thought, oh, yes, that's it.
And as you can see, it's a lovely artwork, vintage artwork, as you know, which is always the best anyway.
So yes, so that's the first one on my list, but it's far from being the worst on the list. So don't think that we're saying, oh, this is like there's no worse ones here.
No.
So next up, in terms of picture quality, is Stir Crazy.
Yeah, again, we checked this out, and I look fine. Can't fault it. Sharp, colourful, clean. Again, just what you expect from a Blu Ray, and it's great to see again a comedy classic looking as good as it can be. Ideally, I'd like to see UK release, but
I know.
It's for my money, I would recommend going for the Australian release, so the double bill of the panky. But the picture quality is absolutely fine, no complaints.
It's better than I thought it would be. For some reason, I thought it would have that sort of like grainy look about it. Sometimes Blu-rays don't deal with very well, but I thought this looked really nice. The colours were so vibrant on it, a lot more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, it's one of those films as well where like there's a lot of it shot in. I think most if not all of it shot in daytime.
Aye.
So you don't have few if any dark scenes to contend with, as we all know, light scenes really bring up you can really admire the picture quality, get a good look at it, and it's a fine release.
So that's Stir Crazy. So the top of the Blu-rays that we had is this double set here, Too Beautiful to Die, and also Nothing Underneath.
Now we've had a look at these, and again, they both look great. You detect the late 80s fashions and what have you.
Yeah,
and it's great quality. Again, clean transfers. Colourful, sharp. Fine, no complaints. I mean, like I say, I'm no technical expert, but I know what I like. And if I see something I like, I'm quite happy with it. So
this movie's got Donald Pleasence in it, actually.
It does, yeah. I think around that time you'd done a few of these Italian, Phenomena and like Off Balance, the Dracula film, and of course this one as well. I believe there's Nothing Underneath.
Lovely slipcase on this one. The spot glossing is unreal, and also look at that. Sheen in Boston as well, the sheen.
Yeah.
Same with that side. Great cover. It's great to have a Vinegar Syndrome release. We've still got to sort out if this is a VSA one or it's one of these limited editions. I'm sure this is the limited edition slipcover that I've been after.
Yeah.
I think that for this way it looks. It's just got this texture to it, where I'm sure it's on that ilk.
Oh, you can tell there's been effort put into it, and again, when you pay your hard-earned money, that's what you want. You get what you pay for, and if you pay your money, you get something like that.
So these 4Ks all look sensational, as you would imagine from these titles. I think they've got a good write-up, and I think you knew you were going to get something special with these releases. Haven't been disappointed by them, but I would say the one that we thought was not the best quality. It's a great quality for the movie, but it's not the one that wowed us the most. And we'll wait to see what one we've got for what wowed us the most. So the first one is the Toolbox Murders.
Now we compared this with the original Blue Underground Blu-ray and the 88 Films Blu-ray as well, and the UHD, as expected, trumps them both.
The colours, what are the colours like?
I mean, the colours are lovely. The reds and I mean the reds and the greens, and again just the detail. Sticks out like a sore thumb. A definite improvement in every way.
So this is definitely the lowest of the quality.
It is. Yeah. I mean,
the dirt on the screen.
Yeah. I mean, we checked out the 88 Films one originally. We had a look at that. Then we checked out the same scene in the Blue Underground Blu-ray, the original Blu-ray. Certainly looks superior, and we checked out the same scene on the UHD release, and you can tell the UHD wins hands down.
So this as well, the Blu-ray on here is a new one, isn't it?
It's basically, it's as you would expect from Blue Underground.
So this is 2010, I think, so this one's been surpassed now.
Yeah, so with the exception of Maniac Cop 2, The Blu-ray in this release is has a remastered transfer, a remastered 4K master transfer with additional extras over the original release. So there's no point in keeping hold of the old Blue Underground Blu-ray. You might as well just invest in this, and you've got a remastered Blu-ray along with the UHD.
This hasn't got reversed art. Funny enough, actually, I was saying to John that Maniac Cop 2 didn't have reversible art as well, which isn't it?
No, it's not a crime. It's not insurmountable.
It's just one that sometimes you did used to expect. Well, we were expecting. Actually, we were quite surprised about ones that we thought wouldn't have reversible arts on here, and they did. So
we actually,
yeah. So that's more of that to come. So anyway, so that's well, Blue Underground. You can't fault 4Ks, can you?
There's been no, as far as I'm aware, there's been no Blue Underground UHD which has received a negative review. They've all got the thumbs up. Pretty much right across the board,
That God Told Me to Do is coming out. Right. I saw a trailer for it, and the trailer looked spectacular.
Well, I've got to be honest, I only saw that once via the VTC pre-search, I think way back in the 90s, and I wasn't impressed with it. I couldn't really make anything of it. So I'll probably give that one a miss, but I'm sure the Film Masters fans out there.
I'll be getting it. I'm going to collect all of these, but that's a brilliant one. And well, Blue Underground, I'll be surprised if I ever get a Blue Underground one, which I think is just not that good.
I would think with, like I say, you see that name Blue Underground, you're going to get a top class UHD. So no complaints there.
Shadow of a doubt. So next up is one that's, they're all spectacular, but what was this one like?
This was a monster of a release.
This is the Frankenstein release.
Excuse me.
What I'll do is when John's taking you through what my thoughts are about this, I'll show you how the fact that fully reversible art, the whole thing, the whole 9 yards, it's just unreal, this set. If you can get it, that's all I'm saying.
Well, we've checked out, John checked out the 3D version. I couldn't look at it, I just ended up with a split in my grade. And John reckons the 3D effect is literally out there, it's literally in your face, which is what you expect from a 3D.
Well, you get your two glasses in here, which they're not the best of glasses, as everybody knows, but what I did was I put them on. It was a bit blurry because I put my glasses on and then put them on over the top. But to be honest, the 3D effects, actually the film, when I put it on, it looked more like black and white, which is a bit odd. But that was just coming out the screen. Yeah, the bit with that pole
at the end, where what happens to the Baron at the end. If you've seen the film, I'm quite sure you know what
that was
what
probably right out of my nose. It was ridiculous, and you get reversible art there as well.
Yeah, which I believe is going to be the cover of the version, the standard version, coming out at the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's on Blu Ray. The 3D is on Blu Ray.
It's basically a standard version. It's the 3 disc. It's the 2 Blu-rays and the 1 UHD, but it's got no rigid slipcase, no slipcovers, as far as I'm aware. It's just literally the Amarie case with 3 discs in. I think, as far as I'm aware.
So that's amazing. And then the 4K.
Yeah. Now again, the quality on this faultless, flawless. We can't find anything wrong with it. The colour is magnificent. The sharpness,
got reversible art.
Spot on.
Just have to censor that touch. I was surprised. We didn't think this was going to have reversible art after all the stuff they put in it. Thought there's no way you're going to go reversible art, but they did.
Personally, I prefer that cover, and it's not for what you might think, but it's. I just think there's more variety to it. To be perfectly honest with you.
Definitely.
But yeah, the UHD transfer again. Stunning. What we did do as well, we played the problematic UHD disc, which was originally included with the package, and what we need to say is that the disc played fine. There was nothing wrong with the playability of the disc, but what was wrong was there must have been some kind of issue with the encoding or transfer, or whatever. The disc plays fine, but the transfer itself looks noticeably inferior to the replacement disc. There's a lot of
massively.
Yeah, it's like a lot of a noticeable layer of grain right the way through.
And the colours as well. The colours.
Yeah,
the skins. It just didn't look realistic.
It doesn't
Not
look
like this one does.
Yeah, it looks. You can tell that on the replacement disc, the skin tones are spot on. The colours are lovely. On the incorrect disc, you can tell there's a noticeable down, drop in quality. So the disc will play fine, at least ours did, but you will notice a drop in quality. You will notice it was a bit like when Arrow first released Tenebrae and it had that noticeable layer of grain, which it was.
Yeah, it looked like.
It was like that. It's like that.
Material, didn't it? Like pores over the top of it.
Yeah, it's like a very noticeable patina of grain, which it can be quite distracting after a while.
It was noisy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like speckly all over the place. It was awful.
Because we originally thought the disc would have had trouble playing in the machine to begin with, but that wasn't the case. It was a case of
it played fine, didn't it?
The disc played fine, but the picture quality was certainly below par compared to the replacement disc.
To be honest, if I'd had that as the 4K and someone said that's your 4K the one, I would have said that this doesn't look like a 4K.
It would have. Well, you did tell me you thought it looked more like a Blu Ray. I can understand why.
And even a poor Blu Ray at that.
Yeah. So like I said previously, my advice is if you've got this set and you don't have a replacement disc, get one fast. Get in touch with Vinegar Syndrome, tell them what the problem is, and they should be able to send you out a replacement copy ASAP.
So that means the best one, in our opinion, is Alligator.
Now this is magnificent. I mean, it's all the reviews I've read about this online are bang on the money. You can't. It's a faultless transfer. It's absolutely beautiful. It really is. It's pin sharp. The colours are beautiful. Clean as a whistle. I can't imagine the film ever looking any better than this. And it's a great treatment for a great film.
I can't wait to watch it now, actually, because you're right, John. It was one of them ones where sometimes you get a movie like Alligator, which is from 1980, and you think that it's a B movie to a certain extent, and it doesn't really have the right to look as good as it does.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get like a wow factor, and this one's got it in heaps.
We could not find one thing wrong. I mean, with this transfer, like I say, none of us are technical experts, but we do know what we like and what we like, what we saw with this release, and we couldn't, as soon as we saw the first daylight, like one of the first daylight scenes where he checked, it was wow. And
the
so
scenes in the sewers as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything in the sewers, couldn't you?
Well, exactly, because fair enough. I mean, you expect things to be dark and gloomy, but you can see exactly what's going on. So really, to me, I would think this is probably one of their best UHD releases so far. Not that I've seen every one. I mean, I haven't, but I know what I like,
really good,
and I like what I see, and that's highly recommended.
Yeah, it is. I think you'll have a good time with the movie as well. The movie is one of these movies that's it's kind of cheesy in its way. I'll tell you what though, when we were watching this, I'd said to John, how many times have you seen this? And you said quite a few times, because you knew every scene I went to, you knew every single sentence on the soundtrack. And I thought, surely you're not going to know it, but you knew the whole. I was know this off by heart.
I was there. I put it this way: I hit more often than I missed. Put it that way.
No, you got them all right.
But I mean, I've seen Alligator umpteen times since I was a kid. I've seen it umpteen times on video. It's a great film, and I can't really pick any faults with it. I mean, it's a bit like when I've always liked Roy Scheider ever since he played Chief Brody in Jaws, and it's similar to this. I've always liked, in this case, Robert Forster. I think I've always liked him since I first saw him in a 1978 TV movie called The Darker Side of Terror. That was the first time I saw Robert Forster. I've liked him since then, but I've liked him even more since seeing him in this, and also in Vigilante. But it's if you haven't seen this film, it's well worth a watch.
Yeah.
Yes, it's old, and some of the effects maybe haven't aged that well, but generally it's still a great little film.
Yeah.
And it's great to see filmmakers getting this kind of treatment. Long overdue.
I was quite surprised when I heard it to be released, and I just think that sometimes you think, wow, will I really get it? But you hear many good things about the transfer, you think, well, I've got to check this out. Mm-hmm. And I'm really glad that I did, because it's right up there with these boutique labels releasing these like sort of forgotten about movies, underground, cult ones that not really many people know about or talk about, and then this comes out and you just think, wow, more of the same, please.
Oh, it's a sort of the picture quality is, even if you're not a fan of the film, you could just sit. It's like eye candy. You could just sit and look and admire the quality and think, oh, that was amazing. But no, this has been the best release we've looked at this afternoon.
Yeah,
excellent.
To be honest, I don't know what I thought was going to be the best one, but I heard great things about this. But it is what it is. It is spectacular, isn't it?
And just for the record, the Rattler disc was actually disc 3, which was the extended TV cut on Blu Ray, so the UHD was unaffected. So that was a bit of a relief, actually. Yeah,
and, it was alright when
it was fine. Yeah, there was no scratches on. But again, you know how much I hate Rattlers, like a lot of yous out there. But like I say, this really cannot completely recommend enough. If you enjoy the film, you owe it to yourself to give it a shot, and you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, I agree, and I can't wait to watch this. So we've got a few videos going to be coming up in the future. Me and John are going to get together and we're going to do some more videos, and I do think you're going to enjoy them as well, because we've been talking about sort of different topics and that, and we're all up for these videos that we're going to do. So you're going to see a lot more of John this year, and one day we're going to definitely, when you come over, like set up a live stream, just do like a YouTube live stream and have us on together talking to people. So
just don't test me on how many lines I can remember from my favourite films.
I'll just bring this out. Right, what happened in chapter 2? It's 2 minutes 37 seconds.
Yeah,
I bet you did actually. But now I've got plenty of stuff lined up, and that's what it's all about. It's just getting together, having fun.
Oh yeah,
and just talking about movies.
You know, at the end of the day, like I said before, neither of us are technically minded. I mean, I've no doubt there's guys, people out there, experts who know far more than we do. Bit rates and this, that, and the other. Fair enough, that's your bag and that's your bag. But I know what I like. And I like what I see with the reads like that.
Yeah, that's
really
it.
Is a quality
Sometimes you
release.
can say you can go on the technical side of it, but other times, what we just done today was just to say what gave us the wow factor, and this was definitely the one, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
they're all spectacular. Don't get us wrong.
Oh yeah.
Like Stir Crazy was a bit of a revelation on Blu Ray, because I've only ever seen it on a DVD. DVD wasn't great, and that's the only thing I've got in mind, to remember from. But that's such a great film as well, Stir Crazy. So anyway, so expect a lot more from John and me, the two Johnnies, in the future. Okay, so anyway, so on that note, you take care, and we will see you on the next video.
Yeah. Take care, stay safe, all the best. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Cheers.